Good morning, students, and today it is the video for class 10 CBSE students, those who are aspirants of learning the poems from the first flight, that is the literature book. And here the poem is How to Tell Wild Animals. It is written by Caroline Wells, and you will know what are the traits of animals according to their behavior. The poet Caroline Wells has tried to categorize, to identify these animals on their certain behavior and nature. All the animals and the men are not of the same qualities and virtues that we can really understand it. So here we shall first of all know about the poet, and then we shall know all about its summary, and then I will tell you something more. So here it is about Caroline Wells. Caroline Wells was born on June 18, 1862 in Rahway, New Jersey, United States of America, and died on March 26, 1942, New York. She was a prolific American writer, remembered largely for her popular mysteries, children's books, and humorous stories and poems. Caroline Wells supplemented her formal education with an early formed habit of voracious reader. What is the meaning of voracious reader? That children must like to know. Voracious means one who reads with great interest, continuously, having a hobby of reading. He cannot, or one cannot live without reading, and once a person starts reading, he continues it till it ends. After completing her schooling, she worked as a librarian for the Rahway Library Association for some years. A love for puzzles led to her first book, At the Sign of the Sphinx, 1896. It is a collection of charades. She followed with the Jingle Book in 1899, The Story of Betty, 1899, first of a series of novels for girls. What a marvelous girl she was that she started writing in 1896, and then she produced another book in 1899, and 3 years and the same year another book, The Story of Betty, first of a series of novels for girls, and Idols in 1900, a book of verse for adults. What a maturity she got in her early age, it can be realized. That's why everyone tells us she was a prolific writer and poet. From 1900, Wells gave herself entirely to literary work, and over the next 4 decades she produced a flood of books, some 170 titles that fell into several genres. What is the meaning of genres? Styles, fashion, the way one writes a poem, that is called genre. Children's stories, mystery and detective stories, anthologies written about someone's life, and humorous and nonsense writings among her books are Patty Fairfield, published in 1901, beginning a second popular series for girls. A nonsense anthology in 1902, one of her best known books, The Rubaiyat of a Motor Car, was published in 1906. Marjorie's Vacation 1907. It was published, beginning another series. She was such a poet who never took rest, rather she believed in writing. A chain of evidence, 1912. The Maxwell Mystery, published in 1913. The Book of Humorous Verse, in 1920 it was published. The Book of Limericks, in 1925. Horror House, in 1931. Horror House. Murder in the Bookshop, 1936. And Murder Will, in 1942. Her most important and not the last and least one, her autobiography, The Rest of My Life. The Rest of My Life appeared in 1937. Really, it is the short description of this great poet who lived in America, but her poems are widely read, and if you know all about her, one can understand what her reality was. Now it is the poem How to Tell Wild Animals. Its summary is there. The poet is describing the various wild animals. These animals are very dangerous, and she has introduced them one by one in a very funny way. First of all, she tells us about an Asian lion. She says that if you are visiting the jungles of the East and there you see an animal which has tawny skin and he roars so loudly that you will die out of fear, it means that you have seen an Asian lion, which is the king of the jungle. Next in the line is the Bengal tiger, that she has explained to be a royal animal that once attacks and kills a man. This tiger, Bengal tiger, does not give an opportunity to the man to be saved. She says, by adding humor, that if this beautiful black striped animal kills you and eats you, then you have surely met Bengal tiger. After this, he says that if the reader met an animal that has black spotted skin and it at once jumps on anyone, then you should understand that the reader has met a leopard. Actually, we Indians speak leopard, but it is leopard. And you will also know what is the word lep and lip. Moreover, she says that if once one will cry out in pain, it may be of no use, as the leopard will not stop attacking him. Then she moves on to the bear that she says will hug very tightly. It pretends to love, but intention is so bad that you can be tricked. The bear that says will hug very tightly. This is the way to recognize a bear, as it kills a person by hugging, embracing one so tightly. So she says that the bear will continue to hug us tightly, and that is the only way to recognize bear. After this, she asks a question to the readers that do they know how to recognize beasts that hunt their prey. Here she explains about hyenas, which she thinks have a smiling face, and the crocodiles that have tears in their eyes. This can be seen when they are killing their prey. Means these two animals are very clever. They just get their hunts, and one while smiles and the other tears, though it enjoys. Villainous creature. creature. The last one in the list is the chameleon. She says that chameleon. She says that it is a lizard like creature which does not have ears and wings, just like a lizard. Only this can help you differentiate between a lizard and chameleon. She further says that the chameleon has quality of changing its color according to the color of the surface or the creatures or where it likes to hide so that it cannot be caught so easily. To explain this, he says that if the reader looks at the tree, if he can only see the tree, it does not mean that there is nothing, but there is chameleon sitting on it, which has already turned its color to brown, just like the branch of the tree. In this way, in the first video, I told you about the poet and the whole summary of the poem that will benefit you to know all about it. Thank you, children. Thank you, all of you.